Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Saturday, the 1st of February, 2025. So we're starting here with the synoptic at midnight last night. And we've got high pressure over Europe, low pressures out in the Atlantic, and they're starting to drive in a series of weather fronts across the UK. The winds today still quite slack, going to be sort of southeasterly, maybe about sort of 5-10 knots. But there's an occlusion sat there at midnight last night, and if you run that through to lunchtime today, you can see the occlusion kind of fizzles out a bit. But there's one front gets a lot closer, and as I'm sure you're aware, warm fronts generally start off with some high cloud coming in, and followed by lower cloud. And we've already got some of the lower cloud, which is probably left over from the occlusion, to be honest. But that is going to affect us today. Hopefully, it's going to break up a bit. But we'll have a look at the Odium cross section later on and see what that has to say. If you take this to midnight tonight and then on to lunchtime tomorrow, you can see that some of those fronts have disappeared, and we're left with a cold front running down the REC, still heading towards the sort of Lasham area. Satellite picture then, there's a fair bit of cloud cover across the UK. You can see the sun shining off the top of it there. There's nice clear skies in Scotland and Wales, but across most of England, we've got that layer of cloud, which is going to be quite restrictive, I feel. The rain radar, there's very little to show on the rain radar at the moment. Most of the rain is north of Ireland, in the sort of Atlantic off the west coast of Scotland. And the rain forecast, if we run that through from 9 o'clock today, we can see there's one or two showers to the south and east of us coming our way. They may or may not pass over the top of us. But they're going to be short-lived. Maybe by lunchtime they should be through, I think. The Odium TAF is out of date. Of course, it's the weekend, but their METAR is saying they've actually got 120 degrees, 5 knots at the moment, greater than 10K visibility, overcast at 1,200 feet, temperature for dew point 3, pressure 1029. And Farnborough, we'll just refresh that and see. Ah, yes, they've done a forecast now. So the Farnborough TAF forecasting 120 degrees, 7 knots, greater than 10K visibility, scattered at 2,000 feet, temporarily between now and lunchtime, broken at 1,200 feet. Spot winds to the north of us, 1,000 foot wind, 180 degrees, 15 knots, and to the south of us, 160 degrees, 10 knots at 1,000 feet. Windy are showing at 9 o'clock this morning. It's almost an easterly flow. There's a little bit of south in it. But if we run that through until about 4 o'clock this afternoon, you can see it goes a long way around towards the south. And that's going to be changing throughout the day. We can confirm that with the local Met Office forecast for this area. And they're saying east-southeast to begin with, going around to south-southeast by the end of the afternoon. They're also suggesting it's going to be overcast all day, but there's very little chance of any precipitation. Temperatures today about 6 degrees centigrade, dew point. It's going to be a bit lower than that. And if we have a look at GFS, you can see that's 5 to 6 centigrade there. And the dew point, they're suggesting down about 3. We don't have a camera on the airfield for you today. The closest one is down in Alton, looking back towards the airfield, and you can see it's just quite a uniform layer of stratosphere at the moment. SkySight are suggesting that this low cloud is going to be with us until about lunchtime, and then gradually lift for a few hours. And Top Meteo, again, are suggesting there's a fair bit of cloud around, certainly in the morning, and that may be rising up in the afternoon, as you can see with the going to the pale yellows there. That's up to about 2,000 feet, I believe. And that's going to take us through until cease of flying. So no TAMs today. There's 4 that are local to us. 13 is Oak Hanger. That's a RAT, which is for unmanned aerial systems only. 17 is Winchester live firing. The danger height has gone up to 1,100 feet MSL. 19 and 20 are, again, rats, similar to Okanga. They're valid for UAS exclusion only. So let's move on then, and we'll have a look now at the local airfield briefing, and we'll start with the Odium cross section. They're suggesting that throughout the day, cloud base is going to gradually rise. But if we look at the wording here, there's quite a few occasions here where it's broken, overcast, but they're also using the words like few and scattered, which suggests to me that it is actually going to break up. So we might get some reasonable gaps to actually go flying in. I guess we'll have to go out there and just suck it and see. They're forecasting the winds are 15009 going around to 17009. Pretty much we've discovered that already from the earlier forecasts. No major hazards, and that's pretty much it then. So low cloud throughout the day, but broken and scattered and becoming few. So glider bookings, there's one K21 booked for instructional flying. There's a K21 booked for aerobatics. We just need to see if we get any gaps big enough to go and achieve that goal there. There's a K21 and a K13 booked on the youth group, K13 booked for trial flights, K21 on the casual list. There's single-seater availability. There's 5 people on the casual list with there was one instructor earlier on, but I believe he's now going to stand in as tug pilot. So we may need another instructor to come and help out with the casual list. And of course, the simulator is available as per usual. There's no movements to report today. The general situation is there's a sort of south-southeasterly flow swinging around towards the south. Few or scattered low clouds throughout the day. Runway 09 hard is the choice of day. The cables on the boom to the south side and air to the north side. The grass is wet. The going is soft to firm. I've been out and had a look this morning, did a quick pitch inspection, and I think it's suitable for landing on. But please avoid using the wheel brake unless it's absolutely necessary. And then the usuals at the bottom here. Please do not land or taxi on the disused runways shown in red on the next slide. And of course, please clean your gliders at the end of the day. So here's your visual representation of what we're going to do today. Launch point vehicle will be just to the north of the centre line, winching off the hards to the south of the centre line, air towing off the hard to the north, landing on the grass, and there's your wind direction towards the end of the afternoon. So that's pretty much it from me today. I'll see you out there shortly. Have a good day's flying. Enjoy yourself. Please keep it safe.